What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I have a video that is just mostly going to be gameplay because I tried to make a CS63 video, a revisit on it because it's changed a little bit since the last update. It's actually had some major changes. It's much quicker now and it has adaptive concealment. But anyway, I wasn't enjoying the tank. I don't know what it was. I took like a week off the game and I was considerably worse this week than I was the previous 2 weeks. Maybe that had something to do with it, but still, even today, I couldn't get anything above average to show you guys. I do have one game about the CS63, so we can include that. But the other two games in this video are going to be the WZ1321 and just about how to light tank. So, with that said, let's jump right into the video. Off the bat here, what we're kind of demonstrating is how to react to the game after your initial position. I I kind of didn't say this in the intro, but the main focus that I wanted to make a video about was, since I already have an initial positions video, I want to make a video about how I transition from the initial position to what I do for the rest of the game. And I think that I'm going to make more than one video on this for sure. But in this example, you can see I went to a centralized initial position by the church. That's a pretty normal spot to go to. And the dunes pretty much immediately became overran by the enemy. We lost the tank there and we're about to lose my platoon mate in our spawn. So what I end up doing is I go back to the river. This is the clearest recovery point that I basically have. This allows me to run to a couple of different areas in the map and avoid wherever their push might be, but it also allows me to farm and get value off of my dead platoon mate. I'm not going to be able to kill a 268 version 4 without taking a massive hit from the front there, and I don't want to lose a lot of HP at the beginning of the game. So since I see they have our spawn completely under control, I'm going to go take out their low HP, their one hit in their spawn, which means that they only have a 183 back here, and if we can light up the 183, get him killed, then we have a major crossfire on the VK and the Minotauro, and we will easily win their spawn. So I drive in here. I was trying to see if he was up at that bush, but he wasn't. He was actually way back in the spawn, which I should have noticed because the tree was knocked over. Didn't see that in the game. I see that now, but we spot him up, and since he's in such an elevated position, my whole team pretty much has shots on him, and by the time he gets out of there, we have the kill easily. Now, this VK can turn back and shoot me or shoot my teammates, but it's not going to matter. The game is won at this point. So hopefully you can see the reason that I did what I did. I don't want to just straight up leave because there's value to be taken while they kill my teammates, but I don't want to stay for too long because I don't want to be the next guy to die. I need to survive as long into the game as possible because surviving is the key to winning. As soon as you die, it's into your team's hands, and you have to assume that your team is going to lose every single time. Here, we're basically just cleaning up, so we're going to get around behind this 5A, hope that the version 4 doesn't kill us, and farm as much damage as possible. But we went to the middle, we saw that they were in dunes, we farmed off of our teammates, and then we were in a transition position, the river, where we are right now in the replay. This allows us to go all the way to their spawn, all the way to my spawn, up into the towns, either way. And what we chose to do was go to their spawn, because when you're driving into the spawn the way that I am now, and the portion to the right is completely occupied by them, it's very hard to win it back when they're high HP. Obviously now it's a 1v1, so it's a bit different, but when they're high HP like they were, I needed to go to their spawn and use my team, because that's where the majority of my team was. So that's why I made that decision. My team was there, I could easily win the corner of that and continue on with the rest of the battle. So moving on to the next game, we're going to continue to see decisions being made that look forward into the game, not just as it is right now. So me looking at the team lineup, I see I'm the only medium or light tank on our team, and they have two. So the reason that I'm not going to the corner position is because that will end up in a 1v1 or 1v2, and with no support, it's unlikely that I will win that. So I'm going to go to this middle bush so I can spot if their mediums or lights decide to go to corner themselves. And if they do go to corner, my team knows that, I know that, and I can plan my next step accordingly. Right now, I would think they would have crossed, so they're either in the bush there or he's crossing late. Not something that I would have expected, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait a second or two. Since I have adaptive concealment on the CS63, I'm not going to be spotted running, but I'm going to leave because I don't want to deal with a TVP and then get shot by a T-92. So I'm going to go back to my team because they have the central cap position on the city side, and the cap position and the corner like they have pretty much wins this. And all we need to do is incite a push from our team, and those heavies that are there on the enemy team, the IS-7 and the Object 260, are in a position where if they don't continue to push, they're going to get farmed. If they try to back out, the road for them to back out is in the open and very long, and they will also get farmed doing that. So I'm going to take a quick shot here. This Super Conqueror takes the hit for me, and I'm going to use that to cross. Unfortunately, I do take a hit from the 260. It's a little bit stupid on my part because I am trying to just shoot like the front of his turret, which he can easily pen my front turret. Not really the smartest decision, but you can see what I mean here. They have this whole slope behind them, and if they don't hold that slope or push up to where I am, the road to back down is, I don't know, 100 meters long-ish, and as they back down, we just have easy farm. So I'm going to activate that adrenaline, and then right as my reload finishes up, I hit the tungsten, because I don't want to waste a second of the tungsten while I'm reloading. The adrenaline is fine because it'll speed the reload up, but the tungsten does nothing while I'm reloading. The 260, he gets out of there. He's just a much quicker vehicle, but the spot that he ends up in is kind of useless for him because he doesn't have gun depression, so he can't work that bush to the right by the house, and he can't really side straight because he doesn't have the greatest armor. I wasn't paying attention, and I got shot in the rear by this T-92. And now that we've pushed them out of the mistake zone, kill zone, whatever you want to call it, that sloped area where they're going to take damage no matter what for as long as they're backing out, I'm going to stop pushing them because now they're in positions where they can actually hold a little bit more effectively, and I'm going to take damage if I try to fight them. So now I'm going to turn back to this T-92E1 because I want him to not push my team from behind while my team pushes into the enemy spawn, because it's unlikely that my team will win pushing into the spawn, and it's even less likely if they have a T-92 shooting them in the rear. So I'm going to distract this guy as much as I can. I knock his tracks off there, and we actually end up spotting the TVP in mid who is farming our team. So I pretend like I'm going for the T-92, snap a shot there. Unfortunately, it completely misses where I was aiming, and I don't get the kill on him. So I have to shoot this Foch instead, and I don't really have anything useful to do at this point because there's only 2 of us and there's 4 of them. There's no real move that I can make here that's like, oh yeah, this will help my team because my team's about to be dead. So I'm going to try to set myself up for the end game as well as I can. I'm going to go and approach where I think this TVP might go because I need to eliminate him. He's the most dangerous threat by far because of his clip potential and mobility. He can sneak up on me and shoot me 4 times. I'm well within his killable range. Now the second most deadly target is this T-92E1, who, nice enough for him, comes straight towards me and shoots while I'm quick peeking him, which with his dispersion is unlikely that he will damage me. Now this T-92 is the second most deadly for the same reasons, his mobility, and I'm within 3 damage of his average roll, so I don't want that to end up killing me. Now, even though this Foch is a tier 10 and has a lot more HP than the T-92 does, you'll see here why I don't consider this to be as dangerous. I can easily track him, outmaneuver him, and all of that. I was also going to make a Foch video. This is the exact reason that I didn't, because I don't know, some of you guys might like the Foch after this update, but I certainly don't. The old Foch would have totally destroyed me there. Like, I wouldn't have been able to run away from him because he would have been so much faster. The new Foch is just so incredibly slow, it's not as fun for me to play. But now what we're doing is, since we're both circling around a piece of cover, the best thing for both of us to do is break the distance and go unspotted. Now with the CS63 with the adaptive concealment, I have an extreme advantage in doing that because he is spotted for an extra 3 seconds for me after I go unspotted for him. So that helps a ton in that situation. Not only just the breaking distance giving me an advantage, but also the fact that I can see where he's looking. And if you guys noticed, right before when I was counting my spotting time, also watching the little emblem, right before I went unspotted for him, I started driving towards the right side that he was already looking at. And then as soon as I went unspotted, I turned and drove to the left. So he thought I was going to peek on one side, but I peeked on the other. Here, easy kill, finish the game. That's a quick view into the new CS63 for those of you that wanted to see that. Unfortunately, I didn't get any other games that I couldn't have done the same exact gameplay in any other medium tank, so I can't make a video on it as of this time. So sorry for everybody that wanted to see more games from it, but it might come in the future. Now, for the final game here, I'm going to be playing on Hellas. I have a couple more clips, but I might just make a compilation of gameplay because this video is going to be very long if I include them. But this is the same idea, mid-game position transition from my early game position. My early game position is going to be the usual spot. I'm waiting for the bush there to fire through 2 bushes so he doesn't spot me on the initial shot. He's getting super aggressive. I'm making sure that I'm bushed to the left. Unfortunately, I wasn't fully bushed, so he does spot me, but at this point he's way overextended, and I have support from my heavies. So I'm trying to bait him towards me, but he ends up backing down, so I'm going to get out of the way of his gun. If he had kept driving towards me, that would have been even easier for my heavy to kill him. But now that they don't have a medium tank, I have this cornered to myself. I can rule this whole side of the map. There's nothing they can do over here because I have so much camo and view range. I can work the bushes and the angles so that they can't take this side of the map back, and if they try to, I'm going to waste their time and slowly bleed their HP. There, again, you can see important bush mechanics. Here's an amazing shot right into the hill, but the bush mechanics, as soon as he drives behind the bush, I fire so that I'm not spotted right now. We're going to just keep on this side of the map because we know that we can own it. But as that, it's the same concept as last game. As that 7.52 backs away from the area that he is going to take damage in regardless. Now he's in a more fortified position, kind of like that downward slope on Yukon. That road that he was on this map, as he backs away from it, we have free shots, but now we don't. Now he's hold down, and he is the equivalent of that 260 in the spawn on Yukon, and we can't really effectively push this. Now he is a clipper, so I can drive in front of him knowing that he's reloading, but I am going to reposition because we just lost our AMX 50B because he thought that he could push them. Just because they're backing up doesn't mean you can push them. You can only punish them while they're in a bad position. Now I'm moving to this VZ55. The reason that I'm doing this, not only because I can't push their spawn anymore, but also because my team is kind of being blocked by them. If my team pushes out from the ramps, he's creating a crossfire. So as soon as he dies, my team can focus on the right side or the left side, and they don't have to worry about this guy shooting them in the side. So now we're going to try to kind of spot out their tank destroyers, which ends up working, and also at the same time kite this object 752. He looked like he was following us there, so I'm going to drive this way, which draws him into the road, but then I'm going to double check and make sure he's not up here. And he is. He didn't actually fully follow me, which is smart on his part. And you always have to check to make sure. Now what I'm doing is I'm checking their spawn to make sure that their 50B isn't rushing me. But before I fully get to do that, I see that the 752 is. So I'm going to, again, kite him down into the road here. And then I'm going to pop back up from the road. Because if he's in the road, since he has to drive uphill to get out, he'll be stuck there for longer. Now, the 50B I do spot coming towards me. I get one free shot into him, putting him down to a one shot for everybody. And then I'm going to continue to run from both of them, hoping that they'll follow me. Because if the 752 continues to follow me, I can continue to use bushes and the distance to my advantage to get a shot or two into him and whittle his HP down, which is important right now considering that this is a 3v3. We really need to get this guy dead. Now, I just saw him fire twice, which, now he's reloading. So I'm going to not care that he's looking at me, trying to scare me. Try to get one into his hatch. Unfortunately, that doesn't work out. It's a very small target. But the 50B is right there. Free kill. And now we just have this 752 who is going to drop into road anyway, which is where I wanted him to be. I was trying to kite him down there this whole time. Ended up drawing him out more towards my position. But now that he's in the road, we can rush in here and completely handle this guy. Like, there's nothing he can do at this point. Even if he shoots me twice, he's still going to die. I am going to try to minimize damage. He's the last guy, so it doesn't matter. But just for demonstration's sake, minimizing damage is very important. So driving backwards there so that he can't get that shot before I have one ready to trade. Yeah, so that one, same idea. Went to the middle as the initial position. Their medium died straight off the bat, so we could take that whole side of the map, and that's the reason that I went there. Control that side so that they can't regain it with their 752 and 50B. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll be making more soon, so if you're interested, stay tuned in that, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching.